Shalom, that's Lakum, which is Hebrew, that means peace, be unto you. And this peace is only being directed toward those of mine own people of Israel, especially the tribe that's called Judah, Yehudah, that is here, in this country, in this land that's called the United States of North America. Welcome to Part 2, the continuation of Part 1, that's titled The Day of the Atone. And this is the conclusion of the Day of the Atone. I greet you again during this Part 2 with Shalom, as it was mentioned in Part 1 that the Shalom is spelled in Hebrew from right to left, Sheen, Lamed, Mem, Sophie. That's found in your Strong's Concordance under reference H7999. That means for the comfort and the tranquility of a peaceful environment. I extend that to my own people of Israel, those that make up the 12 tribes from the sons of Israel, all 12 sons of Jacob are the 12 tribes of Israel, the same, according to Genesis chapter 49 and verse 28. As verse 1 was recorded to the sons of Israel, of Jacob, to gather yourselves together, ye sons of Jacob, gather yourselves together, you were told at the time, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. And that is according to verse 1 of Genesis chapter 49. These are the last days, and these are the days that each and every one of the names of the sons of Jacob will be fulfilled according to the meaning of those names. Again, all 12 tribes, all 12 sons become a tribe of Israel, according to verse 28 of the very same chapter 49 of Genesis. In our previous part 1, we mentioned Joseph, that was a bow, as it was said he would be. In Genesis chapter 49, the word bow, of course, meaning the children of men, sons of God, sons of the God of the earth, the children, the family, the members of the Christ. And that can be confirmed in your Strong Concordance under Strong's reference H1121, 1121. Bane. Therefore, the sons and daughters of the Christ are also here in this land that's called the United States of America today. The tribe of Yehudah that was brought into bondage over 470 years ago in a strange land, strangers as a land that is not theirs. Nevertheless, this is part 2 of the conclusion, that they all must make atone. They all must reconcile their sins. For the day of atone is rapidly approaching, which according to the law, according to the statute, according to the judgment, according to the ordinances, is found and recognized as the 10th day of the 7th month. And for the record, we are now in the 4th day. We are now in the 5th day. This is the 5th day at sundown now. We're in the 5th day of the 7th month of our solar celestial calendar. The 5th day at sundown. And it being the 5th day at sundown, however, we are still in the Gregorian calendar's day of the week that is known as Tuesday, September the 16th, 2025. Tuesday, September 16, 2025 is when this part 2 is being recorded as well as part 1. That means that by the time you hear and see this testimonial video on YouTube, then you will be that step closer to the 15th day of the 7th month, which according to their Gregorian calendar begins at sundown Sunday, September 21, 2025. Again, that's sundown Sunday, September 21, 2025. And this Day of Atonement will be recognized as in Hebrew, Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur. And in English is recorded in a book called Leviticus, chapter 23, beginning at verse 28. And that reads, as I quote, "And ye shall do no work in the same day, for it is the Day of Atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God." Yod. However, as we go backward now, as my people are going backward, my people of Judah are now going backward. Instead of moving forward, they are moving backward. So it being, since you are moving backward, I'm going to move backward with you. And I'm going to go back into verse 27. 27 of Leviticus chapter 23. And that reads, "Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord." Yod. And now backward to verse 26. "And the Lord Yod spake unto Moses, saying," saying what? We went backward because you're going backward, and you refuse to recognize the Day of Atonement to afflict your souls. You refuse to do that. "For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, that same soul will I destroy from among his people. He shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. And you shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath." And I just read from verses 29 to 32 forward. That means you must move forward to afflict your souls. Keeping in mind that in verse 32, it says, "In the 9th day, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even, from even to even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath." And again, according to their Gregorian calendar, that would begin at sundown Sunday, September 21, 2025. And why does it say in the 9th day and not on the 9th day? Because you will still be in their calendar, recognizing in their Gregorian calendar in that day, Sunday, that does not begin the 10th day until even. And that is the mystery, from even unto even. From the even of Sunday, September 21, until the even of Monday, September 22, ye shall celebrate your Sabbath, which also happens to be the Sabbath day of our calendar of 6028 that began this past March of their calendar, March the 9th. It began on their calendar, March 9th, 2025. I repeat, our weekly Sabbath after 6 days began this year, according to their calendar, on Sunday, sundown Sunday, March 9th, until sundown Monday, March 10th, 2025. And that continues until the Feast of Tabernacle. when the Feast of Tabernacles is observed this year, 6028, will be the end of 70 years. That will be the end of 70 years when the 70 years will be finished from 1954 to September 27th, 2025. The 70 years will be up and a new thing will take place. A new thing. I will do a new thing at that time. But for now, you must prepare for the day of atonement to afflict your souls. With souls? Mind souls. Remember, in part 1, I revealed, I reminded, and I introduced to a lot and many and a few that all souls are mine, according to Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse 4. All souls are mine, and what's thine is mine, that my Ab told me. And in John chapter 17, what's thine is mine, and what's mine is thine, as my Ab told me, my Father in heaven. And that is what I am now telling you here on this planet. Who am I? Again, I'm known throughout history of the theologians in this whole world, even the Vatican. I'm known as Micah. In the Bible in English, Micah, M-I-C-A-H. In Hebrew, it's from right to left, Mem, Yod, Kaf, He, Micah. And they have revealed to this world that's a bogus meaning. That means who is like God. Who is like God? And they left off the theophoric extension that bears another meaning. The theophoric extension meaning Yod Hid Wav He, from right to left, Yod Hid Wav He. The theophoric extension Yod Hid Wav He, from left to right, which is He Wav He Yod, means the door, the way, the truth, and the life. It's not a name. It's not the name of God. I also revealed that in Revelation chapter 3, verse 12. I gave the name of God, and I have done so for many, many months now, even years. And you can go back to part 1 and you can get the mystery and the revelation of that. In the meantime, you must now prepare to afflict your souls. Return, for I am Mem, and I change not. I am Mem, I change not. Mem Yod. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob, from Genesis chapter 49 and verse 1, are not consumed. Therefore, all of the children of Israel and all the tribes of Israel must return unto me. Return unto me, and I will return to you. Well, you should want to know, as you ask the question, many ask, how do I return? How do I return? How will I return to you, Mem? And why Mem? Why Mem Yod? Because my Father, my Ab, is the architect of the universe. As I revealed in part 1, I am the architect of this world. And an architect is the same as one who drafts a building before the foundation is laid. It's a drafter, an artificer, someone who draws a plan. As my father said, in a vessel that he used for 72 years, that many only know today, still called today, I quote, Yahweh ben Yahweh, end quote. At the beginning of all of his books that my Ab wrote using that vessel, he left a thesis, a black and white image that he used of that vessel. And under that black and white image, it reads, as I quote, Shalom Aleichem, period. And at that time, he was revealing the whole world that Shalom is here with you on this planet.
The Yahweh's fortress-like headquarters in Liberty City, called the Temple of Love.
Reads in chapter 5, verse 2, I quote, But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel, And the he that came forth unto me was in 1979 in Miami, Florida. And he was the ruler in Israel, not of Israel. He is to be and was to be, and he was the ruler in Israel. Shalom is a man, and I am Shalom, and that's confirmed as we said previously in part 1. That's found in Micah chapter 5 and verse 5. I am Shalom, the man. And my Ab was telling everyone then that Shalom is now here unto you, period. He also declared in that same thesis, as I quote, I am the Grand Master of the Social Lodge, comma, architect of the universe. I repeat, my Father is the architect of the universe, comma, the blessed and only potentate, comma, and I am the founder of the nation of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. And there we have it again, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. From left to right, the door, the way, the truth, and the life, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. The Tetragrammaton is not the name of God. Had it been the name of God, then he would have said so in a thesis. Opposed to him typing or writing and proclaiming, again I quote, and I am the founder of the nation of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, end quote, he would have put, I am the God, the founder of my nation, of who I am, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. I'm the founder of my nation. As I go on now, comma, true holiness and righteousness, comma, the kingdom of Shalom. My Ab was telling the whole world and all readers who read this that the nation of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh is true holiness and righteousness. It is also the kingdom of Shalom, comma, which is the most powerful knowledge of peace in existence, end quote. That's period, end quote. So who am I? I'm the architect of the world. The architect of the world. And many theologians throughout history, they knew that, and they know it today. And so much until it's proven in other Bibles. Other than the King James Version, it's proven in other Bibles. For example, in the New Living Testament, the New Living Testament Bible, the New Living Translation, the NLT, the Testament and the translation, he said so, and it says so. In Proverbs, the book called Proverbs, in chapter 8 of that Bible. In fact, if you go to it, the New Living Translation Bible, the NLT, in Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 1, it reads, as I quote, listen as wisdom calls out. See, wisdom is a man. So listen as wisdom calls out. See, had wisdom not been a man, then how can wisdom call out? Oh, you're confused? Okay. Then go back for a moment to Micah chapter 6. Since you're a little confused, go to Micah, the book called Micah, chapter 6. And let us just see who wisdom is. That wisdom is also the same as peace. Not only is Micah known as Shalom, as peace, he's also known as the man of wisdom. And go to Micah chapter 6 to confirm that in verse 9 in the King James Version Bible. The King James Version Bible, and I read, I quote, Micah chapter 6 verse 9, quote, the Lord's voice, the Lord's Yod's voice crieth unto the city, and it did. He used a vessel, and it cried in the city. Which city? The city of Miami, from 1979 until 1990, when he was taken into custody. That vessel was taken into custody in New Orleans, Louisiana, on November 7th, 1990. So that's the Lord's voice that crieth unto the city, comma, and now you have the conjunction, and. That means someone joined him. In Micah chapter 6, verse 9, and means a conjunction of someone else joining him. Who? The man of wisdom. See, the man of wisdom shall see thy name, colon. So hear ye the rod. That means the man of wisdom is also the rod and the staff that comforts you. And who hath appointed it? Period. Do you not see at the end of this verse of Micah chapter 6 verse 9, it ends with a period and not a question mark? So what does that mean? That means who is also the same man who bears the name Micah that he's been called. And it means Micah, remember, Micah means who is like God. That means the mem, yod, it means who. Who is also Micah. And you can find that again in your Strong Concordance under H 43110, 4310. Who is also me, who hath appointed it. So now as you go back now to Proverbs in the New Living Translation Bible, Proverbs chapter 8, then you'll find verse 1, listen as wisdom calls out. So are you listening? Hear as understanding raises her voice. And why her voice? Because Micah and wisdom is also known as a sun-clad woman that was sealed in Revelation chapter 12. And begin at verse 1 and 2. The woman clothed with the moon under her feet, clothed with the sun, moon under her feet. The sun-clad woman. On the hilltop along the road, she takes her stand at the crossroads. The same she's taking a stand, same known as Michael in Revelation chapter 12, the same Michael in chapter 12 verse 7. So as the same in Daniel chapter 12 verse 1, taking his stand for the children of our people by the gates at the entrance to the town of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 3. Remember, this is the New Living Translation Bible. On the road leading in, she cries aloud, I'll call to you, to all of you. I'll raise my voice to all people. You simple people, use good judgment. You foolish people, show some understanding. Verse 6, listen to me, for I have important things to tell you. Even in this part 2 of this video testimony of Revelation, everything I say is right, for I speak the truth. I detest every kind of deception. My advice is wholesome. There is nothing devious or crooked in it. My words are plain to everyone with understanding, clear to those with knowledge. Choose my instruction rather than silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold, for wisdom is far more valuable than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with it. I, wisdom, live together with good judgment. See? I know where to discover knowledge and discernment. All who fear the Lord, my will hate evil. Therefore, I hate pride and arrogance, corruption and perverse speech. Common sense and success can belong to me. And not only does it, it does. In verse 14, I said, common sense and success belong to me. Insight and strength are mine. Why? Because of me? Yes, because of me, kings reign and rulers make just decrees. I said rulers make just decrees. Rulers lead with my help, and nobles make righteous judgments. I love all who love me, and that's a fact. That is the truth. I love all who love me. In Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17 of the New Living Translation Bible, those who search will surely find me. I have riches and honor, as well as enduring wealth and justice. My gifts are better than gold, and even the purest gold. My wage is better than sterling silver. Did you not know that? You see, I walk in righteousness and paths of justice. Those who love me inherit wealth. I will fill their treasuries. So where did I come from? As I said, I'm the architect of the world. My arm is the architect of the universe. That means I was with him. Proverbs chapter 8 verse 22 says, in the New Living Translation Bible, the Lord formed me from the beginning, before he created anything else. I was appointed in ages past, from everlasting. See it there in verse 23. At the very first, before the earth began, I was born before the oceans were created, before the springs bubbled forth their waters, before the mountains were formed, before the hills, I was born. Before he had made the earth and fields and the first handfuls of soil, I was there when he established the heavens, when he drew the horizon on the oceans. I was there when he set the clouds above, when he established springs deep in the earth. I was there when he set the limits of the seas, so they would not spread beyond their boundaries. And when he marked off the earth's foundations, I was the architect at his side. I was his constant delight, rejoicing always in his presence. See, it's there. That's verse 30. Now, in the very same book, in Proverbs chapter 8, in the King James Version Holy Bible, it reads, I'm going to begin in verse 22 of that Bible, the King James Version. Verse 22, and it reads, I quote, the Lord possessed me in the beginning of his ways, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was, I brought forth. See, I brought forth. Before the hills was, I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth. Why? Because I made the earth. While as yet he had not made the earth, I made the earth. In the beginning, according to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1, nor the fields. Moab did not make the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. In verse 27. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea his decree, that the waters should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth. In verse 30, then I was by him. I was by him, as one brought up with him. We were the only two. And that will explain Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 11. As I, even I, will both search my sheep, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, in verse 30. So the mystery is, whenever you read from now on the King James Version Bible, any Bible, where you see I, comma, even I, comma, then you're speaking of the architect of the universe. You're reading of the architect of the universe, as well as the architect of this world. I, even I. That means you must now atone yourself. And how do you atone yourself? You don't even know how to atone yourself. The only way you can atone yourself is to have a mark upon you. That means you must be marked. You must be marked by the beast, also known as the mark of the beast. What? Yes, that is correct. So you have been deceived. You've been misled by men and women of this world that I created, architected and created and made. And they have misled you, trying to go inside the seals that were sealed of the book called Revelation. And they were sealed. How could any clergy or theologian in the history of this world reveal to you the mark of the beast? as many came along and even tattooed a 666 in animation to tell you or let you know that's the mark of the beast. They even came up with the barcode that's being used in Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland, in the computer chip to make you believe that that's the mark of the beast. It is not. The mark of the beast is not what you thought it was. It's not what you were perceived to believe it was or what it is. Only the Lion of the tribe of Judah can loose the seals and explain and reveal the mark of the beast according to Revelation chapter 5, verses 1 through 5. So who are you? Are you the Lion of the tribe of Judah? All of you in history and presently that are trying to decipher Revelation chapter 13. I told you in our previously part I was going to return to 13. I was going to, and I'm going to reveal 13 of Revelation 13. That's only meant for today. It's meant for me to come, return to this planet, am alive to reveal it. How is that? Because I am also Shiloh. I am Shiloh, the lawgiver, according to Genesis chapter 49 and verse 10. I told you I would be among Judah. I am Shiloh that was promised to return and gather the people together. And this is when the gathering of the people shall be with Shiloh. Mine Ab is on his way. He has been monitored by scientists and astronomers of this planet. That's being called today, and I quote, 3-eye Atlas, end quote, bringing the city with him to fulfill Revelation chapter 3 and verse 12, as I call his name, and make you a pillar in the city. Also, Revelation chapter 21 and verse 2. And Ma'ab speaks to me quite often. In fact, he cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And right now that's recorded in Ezekiel chapter 9. As in September, as in the Gregorian calendar's month, the 9th month of the Gregorian calendar, known as September, the Gregorian calendar, 9, Ezekiel chapter 9. I just quoted verse 1. I repeat, he cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. In verse 2, and behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate. That's 6 men, and there's your first 6, the numeric that's hidden and sealed in Revelation chapter 13. 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, with a righteous inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And those men are right here with me right now. I am that man among them, clothed with linen, with the writer's inkhorn on my side. That's known as an ink pen, an ink pen, ink horn. The inkhorn, the ink from a computer, the ink that you're looking at right now on this YouTube channel. Remember, we spoke of the YouTube channel. We also revealed a channel in Isaiah chapter 27. It's there, the channel. And the glory of God, the glory of the God of Israel was gone up from the cherub. I am the God of Israel. I am the Ba of Israel, the King of Israel. And Ma'ab is the Grand Master of Israel. He is the God over me. The glory of the God of Israel is the mothership. Is on its way. The glory was going up from the cherub. whereupon he was. That means I came down from the mothership in 1953 to the threshold of the house. And my arm is coming and returning out to the threshold of this house with the gate that's facing the north, right here in Miami. And he called to the son, to the man clothed with linen, that he did. He called, and he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the righteous inkhorn by his side. My Ab visited me, and he did this. This is a true testimony. This is true. And my Ab, the Lord, said unto me, in verse 4, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. In verse 5, and to the others he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. And here we are right now, a supplement that was sealed in Revelation chapter 13. I repeat, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And he said unto them, defile the house, and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth, and slew the city with their testimonies on YouTube. This is all allegorical. That's verse 7. And as we go now to Revelation, let me show you where that was sealed. In cryptic. Crypto, what makes you think you can reveal it or loose it. Revelation chapter 13 was meant for today. And that reads, beginning at verse 1. Revelation chapter 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea. Verse 1. The sand of the sea, the same sand of the sea that was mentioned in Proverbs chapter 8. Even the sand of the sea of all the children, the seeds of Abraham that was promised. The sand of the sea. And saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. This beast is a terrible beast. This is a terrible beast. There are many beasts in the Bible. Do you know the meaning of beasts? Have you studied beasts? See, this beast is not a 4-legged beast. This beast is not the beast of the field. This beast is a beast of the earth. You have beasts of the earth, and you have beasts of the field. This beast is a beast of the field. There became a man, a mankind. He became, first he was an angel, and then he was cast out into the earth to become a beast of the field. And that would explain Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. For thereby this beast of the field is known today as the great dragon, who is more subtle than any beast of the field, according to Genesis chapter 3, as I pause here for a moment. Take a look at it. And verse 1, that reads, I quote, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? End quote. See, that beast is of the field. And it's proven this beast is a man that walks on 2 legs. And that's proven in your strong concordance of the H24:16. It's created from the Hebrew word known as he. K, spelled from right to left. Keth Yod K. K. And it means a living being, living alive, a lively active of man. That is the beast of Revelation chapter 1, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. That is the beast. It also comes from its etymology under H2421. That's spelled from right to left. Keya. Keth Yod He. Keya. And that means to live and have life, to remain alive, to live prosperously, even to live forever, to continue in life, and to remain alive even after the flood. The serpent was made alive, remained alive even with his offspring, Cain. He was still alive from death. Same meaning. Hechya. Hechya. To preserve alive. He was preserved just for today. He was even restored to life. He was also revived. To revive. To restore to life. That is what this beast is that you thought was a monster. Well, he is a monster. But you have another beast that we're going to get to in a moment. Right now, we're going to continue in Revelation chapter 13. See, this beast have upon his head the name of blasphemy, all of them. You see, if heads, all of those that are with him, his angel, all of them have on their heads blasphemy. They hate God. They hate me. In verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Now see, in verse 2, someone else saw another beast. See, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, that leopard being of a complexion of light skin and different color, turned red, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. That represents Russia. This beast, until leopard, is known as Vladimir Putin today. Vladimir Putin. And this beast, the first beast, gave him power as he invited him to Alaska recently.
And good afternoon. We are coming on the air with breaking news right now from Alaska, a high-stakes moment on the world stage. Right now, we are expecting President Trump. Today's meeting is a historic one, marking the first time Putin has stepped foot on U.S. soil in about a decade, and the first time they have met in person since President Trump returned to the White House. Now, the president's goal to pave the way for a potential ceasefire.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. That means that this one beast, who would be heading a country that has an emblem of a bear, will speak up to the world on behalf of one that would be representing a lion, as in the lion of the tribe of Judah, which would be the Christ, as his seat. See, the dragon gave him his power and his seat. Don't you see it set down and great authority? It's being fulfilled. I'm the only one to loose this seal. In verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. Who is this? As one of his heads that were wounded to death, although his deadly wound was healed. Well, that would be the president of Iran. Or did you not know that? That is the president, Mossad Pezeshkian. Mossad Pezeshkian, the president of Iran, that was wounded and injured during an attack on July 13th, 2025 of this year, this calendar year. Wounded but survived. As he was they were attempting to assassinate him. And that's fulfilling Revelation chapter 13 and verse 3. I repeat, and I saw one of his heads. That's one of the heads that has power, the crowns. The crowns in the Middle East. As they were wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed. And all the world after that day, July 13, 2025, wondered after the beast. Did the beast have anything to do with that? Did Trump have anything to do with that attack? In verse 4, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, Trump, who is able to make war with him? Who will make war with him? Who do you know that will want to make war with the United States? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Who? Power was given unto Trump. 42 months. How was that? I repeat verse 5, Revelation chapter 13, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. That means he left office in 2021 when Biden took over Egypt, spiritual Egypt, and became president of the United States of Egypt. And from 2021 to June 2024 is exactly 42 months. 42 months. I repeat, do your math. From the president-elect and inaugurated Joe Biden on January 20th, 2021, he reigned as president even up to June 2024. 42 months. And that is when, one, the mouth that speaks great words and great things, blasphemy, came face to face with Joe Biden. And there was given to him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. What was the great thing? It's called a debate. The presidential debate that was given to him to speak of his mouth. He spoke blasphemies against Joe Biden. And power was given to him to continue 42 months as he was campaigning from June of 2024 to continue his blasphemy, to continue as president, as he was now inaugurated again this year on January 20th, 2025. And verse 7, it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations as he formed his ice, as he formed his deportation to send what he called aliens back to their countries. Power was given unto him to continue as he opened his mouth and blasphemed against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, me, and them that dwell in heaven. And he did. He may not do it in the eyes of the public or to the news media, but I guarantee you he does. In verse 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. In verse 8, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life, the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. That means those who are with me, they will not worship him, because their names are written in the Lamb's book of life. But those names of those and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the Lamb's book of life, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear now, right now, in this video testimony in Revelation, according to Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. See, he that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld, in verse 11, another beast coming up out of the earth. See, this is an entirely different beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. This lamb, this beast is the Messiah. This beast is the Christ. This beast is the Son of God, with the same meaning, a man, a living being, living alive, living an active man. And that's beast. That's your beast that's found in the Strong's Concordance on the H2416. The same type of beast. So you thought beast was an animal, a ferocious beast. No, this beast is to live and have life and remain alive. See, I am he that was dead, for behold, I am alive forevermore, and I remain alive even forever. Remember, it's the Strong Concordance on the H2421. And I just quoted Revelation, we was recording chapter 1. I am he that was dead, for behold, I am alive forevermore from death. I'm here. I am that beast. What is beast? All you see is B-E-A-S-T. And each word, each letter is scientifically composed of another word. Each word has letters that are composing and words within themselves. You have B, which is Beth. Beth Nu Sophie, which is the son of Beth, the son. Then you have E-A-S-T. That is the son from the east. And you thought it was beast. No, the son. I am from the east, from Jerusalem. Remember Micah chapter 5, verse 2, Bethlehem Ephratah? That is the beast. That's another. See, again, Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, as he was formed of the dust of the ground, out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb. That's the two witnesses. And he spake as a dragon. Now, that is fulfilled in Micah chapter 1. And verse 8. Go, take a look. I told and left record to the whole world that I will be like a dragon. I will speak as a dragon. Look at Micah chapter 1 and verse 8. That says, I remind you, therefore I will wail and howl. I will go stripped and naked and look like what they call an alien. I will make a wailing like the dragons. See? And mourning as the owls. That means I will make a wailing like the dragons make a wailing like they speak. And mourning and be as wise as the owls. End quote. See, it's there. It is there just as promised in Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. I repeat, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Micah chapter 1, verse 8 and verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And I am, that's just like the two horns. See, verse 11 fulfills verse 12. He had two horns like a lamb. That means he was here before as one horn, like a lamb, as he was crucified. The same one that fulfills Acts chapter 1, verse 11. See, 11, 1, 1, two horns, all coded by the potentates and by the theologians of the world, by the Freemasons, all coded by numbers. See, like Micah chapter 1 and verse 11. But see, don't you see this verse 11 of Revelation chapter 13? See 13 as a mem, and verse 11, the 1 with the two horns like a lamb, the first over 2026 years ago, crucified, walking the earth. And he spake as a dragon. Two horns, and now here we are in verse 12. as he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, which was over 2,000 years ago, exercising the same power, healing the sick, making the lame walk, creating miracles, testifying of his Father, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast as Yahshua, whose deadly wound was healed, and now I'm healed. See, the deadly wound, now healed. And I have on my body, this body, I have scars and birthmarks to prove it. I have a birthmark under my right nipple that's in the form of a spear's tip, as if someone speared my nipple at the bottom of my right side, under my nipple, under my chest with a spear. I also have a birthmark on my left knee, by my left knee, as a peg went through my knee to be nailed to a tree. I also have a mole on my right shoulder. I have a mole of Mahdi on actually my left shoulder, between my shoulder and my chest, the mold of the Mahdi. I have it. Come and see. See, Revelation chapter 6. Come and see. As I continue now of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13, and he doeth great wonders. See, as the first. He doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of the men. They call them now UFOs. They are celestial spacecrafts. In verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast with the spaceships. And I'm deceiving them. I have deceived them. I am the world's greatest deceiver. How could Satan deceive and his angels if I don't teach them how to deceive? I created them. Remember, the architect of the world? I created Lucifer. I created Hillel to become a deceiver, and his angels to fulfill prophecy, to see who would Judah follow, them or me. Will the blacks be for him, or will the blacks be for me? In verse 14, say unto them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. See? There it is. Who was wounded by the sword and did live? I just revealed that to you. In verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And here we are now from Ezekiel chapter 9. The image of the beast, I'm speaking. Both speak. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right back now from Ezekiel chapter 9. I repeat, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now back for a moment to Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. That says, I quote, the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little ones, little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Now back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That is the supplement. That is a revelation that was sealed. I'm loosing the seal. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You don't know the number of my name. Mem Yod. That means, see, in order to buy and sell, if you don't receive the mark, that means you won't be marked by me. You will be destroyed. You'll be killed. Don't you hear in Ezekiel chapter 9? So the only way to buy and sell, you must remain alive. Show me here in this verse where it says buy or sell with money, or with a barcode, or with gold, or with silver. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Did it say that commodities, consumer, would end? No, it did not. And that's why verse 18 says, here is wisdom, period. See? You didn't know. Wisdom is here. And that's why I went over wisdom before I got to this part. Here is wisdom. I am wisdom, period. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it's the number of a man. Remember the 6? I stand at 6 feet in height. Remember the 6. The number 6 of the man. And his number is 600. 60 and 6. There's 60 and 6. The 60. Here I am again, the 60. All three agree as one, according to 1 John chapter 5 and verse 8. What makes you think you can decipher this? That's the same one. Even according to Revelation chapter 21 and verse 17, the same height, 4 cubits, 6. There's no 666, 666. How do you know? You were handed a book being unlearned that was sealed. Can you read it? No. You're unlearned according to Isaiah chapter 29, verses 10, 11, and 12. You must make an atonement. You must make an atonement and turn back to me, return to me. Return. You must reconcile. Atone means to reconcile. The Day of Atonement means to reconcile. You must do some reconciliation. Reconciliation. You must. You must return. And you must study before you can do so. You've been told to do so, to study, as you have this flesh. And as I close, you must be at one with me of the New Testament. You must make an atonement, be at one with me, and make an atonement. How do you do that? Well, go to your strong concordance. Go to your strong concordance and type in atonement, and we're going to do it for you because you're not going to do it. You're just hard-headed. You are extremely hard-headed and rebellious. So we're going to do it for you from left to right with A-T-O-N-E-M-E-N-T. Atonement. What do you see? You cannot see because you're blind. So now, what you do is you separate the first T from left to right. You have A-T, separate that T from the O. And now separate the E from the M. The first E before M, separate that. And now separate the E, the second E, from the N, as in none. Now what do you have? You have at one me with NT. Now, Click on the search box. And what do you have? Where does it take you? It takes you to nothing because you're not at one with me yet. Why? Because I'm going to do a new thing. I told you earlier I'm going to do a new thing today after the 70 years. What new thing? Well, with the N, separate the N and the T now and type next to the N, type EW. And now type in TH. Type in HING with the THI with a T. And now click on it. And what do you find? Nothing. Why? Because you're still not at one with me. Why? Because you want to remain old. You want to take on the old life. You don't want to join me in the new life. You don't want to test me. You don't want to test me. Why don't you want to test me? Why do you not want to test me? Because you don't have a testament. You don't have a day of atonement. You do not. Not with me. So that means you're not at one with me. You will never be at one with me unless you come with me to the New Testament. So that means you must go back now to your search box and take out at, because you're not at me. Neither are you one with me. So you must also take out ONE. And once you do that, you're left with me of the New Testament. Do you want to be with me of the New Testament? Or do you want to stay in the Old Testament? You don't know what you want to do. Because, well, one thing you do want to do is stay in the old world. That means you have no A, no T, no O, no NE. The only thing you have left is what? The New Testament. Do you have the New Testament? Do you want to be with me? That's the question. In the New Testament, or you would rather stay in the Old Testament? Because the New Testament is my blood. It is. But you'd rather stay in the Old Testament with your blood, although your blood belongs to me. Well, for the sake of those, as we close, for the sake of those who wants to be with me in the New Testament, again, you go back to your search box. Now you already typed in ATONE MENT. Atonement. So you're not at one with me, so you might as well remove the AT, leave it out, and leave out the one. And now that will leave you with only me. You can be with me, but you can't be one with yourself. You can be one with me. So you should be left with ME and the NT with meant. You are meant. You are meant to be with me. Meant. That's what you have. After the atone, all you're left with the atone. So you must make it atone. You must now go to the atone with me. You study it on your own. How do you come to the Day of Atonement if you don't atone yourself? Once you atone yourself at sundown Sunday, September 21, until sundown Monday, September 22, you learn to do that, atone with me, and then you will be with me in the New Testament. You will be with me that you're meant to be. So you have me left. You have me or meant, MENT. So separate the N from the T, as I told you already, and type in EW after the N. And with the T, type in after T, Estament, Testament, Testament, with me. Now you should have me, New Testament, and search that and see if you can join me in New Jerusalem as you make an atone for yourself. As you make an atone for yourself, you would find me at 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 25. You will. Even beginning at the previous verse, verse 24. How about even going backward to verse 23? For I have received of the Lord, as I'm giving you, that which also I delivered unto you, that the Lord, the Christ, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread, and I was, but I return now to give you bread. And when he had given thanks, he brake it. I'm breaking it and said, take, eat. This is my body today. I'm back. This is my body which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me. See, that's your me. You didn't entirely lose me. See, me is right there with the New Testament. After the same manner also he took the cup that's running over, when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as ye drink it in remembrance of me. In verse 26, for as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do shew the Lord's death till he come, and I am back. So the question is, do you want to be with me? Well, I helped you to get to me. Now you must get to me on your own. I gave you the tools. I gave you the channel. I gave you the cup. I gave you the bread. I gave you me, my body. So you must atone yourself and reconcile. Return to me, and I will return unto you, said the Lord. Are you going to come? This world is ending. I created it, I architected it, and I'm ending it. It's up to you. And that's all I have to say.